Hey guys, welcome. And today is Wednesday. I'm doing an interview with the developers of NinjaSMS. You might have heard, you might have seen this application. Kevin covered it on Tuesday in one of his floating applications. And I was lucky enough to get a good recommendation from Kevin, the Tech Ninja, to get me connected with these guys, the developers of of NinjaSMS. Almost made a mistake there. Yeah, why don't you guys introduce yourself and let us know who you are?
Hi guys, my name is Wael. I'm one of the developers for NinjaSMS. We've just released NinjaSMS in April, and we have a lot more features to come, and we hope that you like it.
My name is Mostafa. I am the other developer of NinjaSMS. Um, yeah, I have been developing for Android for a while.
It's always good to meet a lot of developers and people that have worked in Android, and you guys have on your hands a nice success story in the sense of the application is very popular, and we'll get into a little bit more into how that came about and what came out first and so on. And from a sense of applications, and you just came out in April. Overall, how did you guys come about? I mean, how did the idea of working together to develop an application like this? How did the team come about, I guess?
So NinjaSMS kind of started off. We didn't know we were going to develop NinjaSMS, but we were kind of looking at messaging apps overall, and we noticed that they were done very traditionally. You basically have whenever you open any messaging app, you have the conversation list and that sort of thing, and we felt that was very traditional, and we were thinking. Is that what users typically, is this how normally users would use an app? Typically, I would open an app just to go directly to message someone right away, and there's a lot of things around it. That's one. And the other thing is, Android is known for multitasking and all that stuff, but in reality, the way apps are built nowadays is you're not really doing true multitasking, you're doing just fast switching between apps. And the Android system is very powerful. The platform OS is extremely powerful, and we thought, what can we do with the Android OS to actually give you true or as close to true multitasking as possible? And that's basically what started the whole idea of NinjaSMS. Ninja, the brand that we're after, which is the Ninja brand, is basically like quick, stealth, do something quickly and get out of it. That's the whole thing that we're going after. So our whole thing is not just about messaging; is really rethinking the whole messaging experience from A to Z, and seeing how.
I guess that our devices today are much more capable in terms of processing power than when Android started. So I guess we have a lot of power. We can make good use of it.
Yeah.
No, definitely. And I have to say, once you open the application, you can see the way it stands out from any other applications on the market. It does have some similarities, if anybody would actually even point to it, is to the Facebook chat heads, out there on the market. And I think you were mentioning before that. So how did that come out? Did it come out at the same time, or how does it coincide with your effort?
We were actually just doing our final touches on NinjaSMS before releasing when they had their big conference, the Facebook conference, when they introduced Facebook Home, and we actually were a little bit worried about, oh wow, they're going to release it in a week or two, and we're just about finishing releasing it, but we ended up releasing it like we're a day or two away from releasing the actual app. So we ended up releasing it a week before they did. It so happened we were thinking along the same lines of basically having that floating window concept and the chat head concept, and we call it the Ninja head, coincidentally, whatever it is, we were proud to say that we released it officially before Facebook, and we've been working on it for a while before, so it's not like we did it in the last few days when we heard the announcement. It's definitely something, and I think people would appreciate the quality and the hard work we put into it. It's definitely not something we just came up with when we heard about Facebook chat heads.
No, and it's just, it's hard not to draw the similarities, and I'm sure somebody watching this will probably be like, well, wait a minute, I've seen this on something else, so yeah, so we want to make sure to clear that the air on that part. The other thing I'm wondering, I guess, in the sense of working and developing and so on, have you thought about some of the things that you've done as a developer when you started working on NinjaSMS that maybe you probably would go back and change? Is it a different process, or what's your maybe a better way would be, what's your developing processes? Do you more draw a diagram and then build it in different structures, or do you just basically sit in a room, close the door with the team and just start working and coding all day long?
Actually, it depends on the complexity of the project. I mean, if we are working just on a hack project or a proof of concept, we will just start coding. But if we are working on a project, we are targeting users and we are targeting release to the market. We have to set on plan and sketch just to envision our how will our product look like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, for stuff that, there's a big difference as developers. We hack a lot. We do a lot of test apps here and there, or tools for ourselves, or little, fixing little things here and there. But like Mostafa said, if this is just a hack project, there's no plan. You just say, okay, I'm just going to start coding. But whenever you're thinking about releasing something to the market for users, the process changes. You have to start thinking about user behavior from day one. You have to start thinking about your UX, your UI very early on, and the process becomes different. But it quickly goes into jumping into coding, but that step has to happen first. A lot of developers think that, or when they're in the hacker mindset, they think that UI UX is an afterthought. It shouldn't be like that. Releasing something to users, UI UX should be something that you think about early on, if not as early on as the idea itself. Like, I have an idea, how is it going to look like for users? It has to come hand in hand with the idea, I think.
It makes sense, of course, and you of course have a higher quality of a product when you put it out, when you're thinking it this way. Less chances of having little hiccups here and there to try to rush and get something out to the market. And kind of leads us a little bit in the sense of what are your thoughts as far as the Android market as a whole? I mean, have you thought of maybe developing outside of Android, or is Android pretty much your ecosystem?
Right now, Android is our ecosystem. This is what we're going for. The Android market is definitely a huge market, and the Android devices are going everywhere. There's so many different types of phones. There are the cheap phones. There are the high-end phones. There's so many. So it's attracting a whole demographic of users that isn't the same, I think, in iOS. iOS users tend to be a certain demographic of users, and I don't mean in terms of earning, how willing they are to pay for apps, how willing they are to, just because the phone is an expensive phone. Android, you get a whole range of users. So there's a lot of potential. Android allows us to do more. We think it's a very, very flexible, open system that allows you to do a lot more. We wouldn't be able to do something like NinjaSMS on the current iOS as it stands right now. So we think, we think that that Android is an amazing platform, OS, and ecosystem, both from a market point of view, the potential for it, as well as an OS itself. That's what we think.
And I totally agree. The openness of Android is what makes things possible. The question I was trying to maybe poke at a little bit more is as far as supporting and working with the Android market. I know that you guys have, and you posted, and you made an announcement as far as for the application. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Mostafa is the one who's managing this on XDA Developers, and there is and I'll put the link in the description for our viewers for the NinjaSMS page. I think you were mentioning at the time when the application was free, you did I think a one-day free. How did that go for you guys? Giving the application free for a day when you normally charge for it.
So we did this little experiment just to gauge, because we're trying to go lean with this project. The whole concept of lean development and the whole thing, the whole concept of a lean startup. So we basically said, okay, we wanted to test that theory. People want Ninja or a floating window to answer messages and whatever. So we thought, okay, what if we release it for a day just to gauge user feedback? And in just 24 hours, we got close to 100,000 downloads, a little bit less.
Wow.
And we were kind of shocked. So we basically was like, okay, experiment successful. We took it offline and said, okay, let's think about how best to go forward. We're still exploring different monetization models, something to sustain us, I guess. Let's call it this way. That we're, currently we have a pay app. We're thinking about potentially in the future other models, the freemium model or other things. We're still investigating. But what we know for sure is that there is an appetite for what we call true multitasking, and the way we do the floating window, the freedom that we give users to do whatever they want with their phone and still continue a conversation, that sort of thing. That concept is definitely something that users value, and hopefully we can continue in that and deliver features that users would like to see.
So I'm going to hook on that one word that you put out there, and that was the word feature. So we know, we kind of know a little bit of as far as what NinjaSMS does right now, and essentially it's a floating application. Lets you, reply to messages on the go, very quickly, very non-intrusively. What are some of your plans, or I guess if you can give us some hints as far as what could be down the pipe for NinjaSMS?
Okay. So in terms of, so there are the typical, messaging app features that we have to get out. We have to get out emojis, and we have to get out this and that. But these are like typical small features. But where we're going in the future with this, we're exploring a couple of things. But one thing that we really want to focus on is tablets. And we really feel that extension to tablets is cool. And I'm not talking about just like a messaging client on tablets. We're talking about really having interconnectivity between your phone and your tablet to allow you to send SMSs from your tablet as well. And the key thing is, Ninja style, and with our whole feeling and our branding and that sort of thing, that what people love about NinjaSMS, we want to bring over to tablets as well to allow them to do that. So that's definitely something we have on our roadmap, and we hope users are excited about it. The other thing is that, and this is something we haven't decided on right now, but the whole PRISM and NSA surveillance thing is all in the news, and we're wondering, what do people think about that? Do they want to have an encryption feature, a two-way encryption feature between contacts? And this is one of the things that we're investigating right now to see. From a technical point of view, we already have some idea of how we're going to approach this matter, like just coding-wise and doing something secure. But we really want to hear from users to know, is this a feature they want? We're actually running a Facebook poll right now. And people can visit our Facebook fan page, and they'll see the poll right there. And give us their thoughts. Do they think this is a must-have feature? Is it just a cool feature, or is it something like, I won't really use it, but whatever. We really want to know from users what do they think, and if we get enough positive feedback, we'll definitely work on that. And the whole goal of that feature is to really provide a two-way encryption. If you have NinjaSMS and the person you're talking to also has NinjaSMS, we can actually encrypt the messages between us. So, say for example, Verizon wouldn't be snooping in on or someone else.
Not that we want to name anybody, but yeah, I totally understand. No. We're not pointing names to pointing fingers to anybody. I think it's a very, a personal opinion. I think it's a very nice, a very needed feature to have as an option. It'll be a niche market if anything else, because nobody else offers it outside of, I'm not going to really point fingers, but outside of the iOS environment where you have encrypted messages being sent using the iOS server. So that's about the only other thing that comes to mind right now when I think of encryption between two clients being able to send and receive messages. But I think it's definitely a very good option. What I will definitely make sure is include the link to your Facebook poll. And how long is the poll going for? Or I guess, do you have a time frame where you're looking for, or is this an open-ended poll for reference?
Well, we're hoping to get enough responses to help us make a decision. So I think, let's say if we have the poll for about a week or two, if we get enough feedback, it'll help us make a decision. No, is this something that's needed or not? It's more we're looking at this point, getting enough of a sample size to make a decision, as well as looking at the ratios between the responses. How many people say we really must have this feature, we really feel it's important for our privacy, and versus how many think it's not really that important, or some people think it's cool but not really for me, or it depends on what we see. But hopefully within a week or two, we'll have a decision, at least internally in the team here, figure out, is this a needed feature or not, or should we go ahead and implement it.
Good. And I personally casted my vote this morning, so you have my vote into the poll. Make sure, so you definitely add that number there. Outside of NinjaSMS, and I want to touch a little bit more as far as XDA. What are some of the other things? Do you guys have? Are you involved in any other activities or any other projects on XDA? You know, again, NinjaSMS. I know Mostafa mentioned, or we talked about it earlier, that he's managing the post there. But is there any other work or anything else that you guys are working on with XDA or on XDA?
Yeah, before NinjaSMS, I worked on a project for Steam Last.fm app. You know, Last.fm app is open source.
Mm-hmm.
Has been inactive for a while, I guess. So its site is very old. So I took the source code. I started editing it. It was a pain process. Yeah, and I posted that on xda-developers.
So yeah, so Mustafa's new work was basically just updating the UI for Last.fm to make it
the whole theme of that.
The whole theme to make it holo compliant. Let's call it that. modern looking UI.
A holo based, which essentially it's already supposed to be holo based compliant if it has to be supporting, you know, I think it's ice cream sandwich or above. And you know, okay, so speaking of making things uniform, if you don't mind me asking, what Android devices do you guys carry right now?
So I have an Nexus 4. Mustafa has a Note 2, Galaxy Note 2.
Sorry, the last part didn't come in. So you have the Nexus 4 and Mustafa has...
Mustafa has the Galaxy Note 2.
Oh, the Galaxy Note 2, my favorite device. Very nice. It's a big phone, but it's definitely very, very nice. I can't wait for the Note 3 to come out. I'm looking at some specs and very nice. Nothing against the Nexus 4, but you know, it's at the time.
I just, for some reason, I prefer all the Nexus line of products. That's just me.
No, and I totally agree. From a sense of developing, if you're going to work on a system, you want to use the Nexus type of device because it's built from the ground up, from the way Google put together their operating system, and it has the hardware to showcase, and you know, you can use it as a very good system to start off to be able to work on other devices. I think it's very definitely needed for any developer out there, and I think almost all developers have Nexus devices. So, you know, hopefully the next Nexus device will be a very nice addition to the team. So I think overall, I think you guys are on a really nice path. We're going to put out an app review of the next revision of your app. You're going to give us a little preview, which we're very thankful for. And then we'll hopefully be able to post that on the same day as this interview. So if you guys have any questions, just let us know in the comments. I'll make sure that the developers are definitely informed. And you guys also are more than welcome to respond. I'll send you links with the information once the posts are once the video is posted. For any comments or questions, please let us know. Make sure if you guys are going to go to the XDA DevCon in August, you know, check out the link information in the description. As usual, like and subscribe to our channel, and I'll put also some information how to get in touch with our developers for NinjaSMS app, both on Facebook and on Twitter. Do you guys have any other media outlets outside of Twitter and Facebook? And of course, and XDA.
For now, these are our channels for communication. And of course, there's our email on the Android Play Store. You can just send us an email directly for feature requests, bugs, or just things you'd like to talk to us about future features. Let us know. So
yeah, let's just right before we leave, guys. If you don't mind, maybe give us a little bit of a sneak peek as to the new version that you're going to let us preview for you guys on the NinjaSMS app.
Sure. So the current feature, the current app, as of right now on the Play Store, has a miniature compose feature, which allows you to compose a message by opening the normal contact app and just click send message from there. But the new version that we're planning on releasing very soon is going to have a full-blown compose, and that includes also the quick contacts widget that you can put on the home screen, and you click on it and it opens the Ninja window for that contact. So that's one. The other thing is obviously sending a compose from within the NinjaSMS app itself, and users who use the app will realize that will see that the contacts are sorted kind of by the ones that you most frequently message, and they're sorted in that way. So for the people that you send messages too frequently, you know, the compose for them will be right there in front of you, and basically we're just having a full compose capability within the app, from widgets through chooser dialogues, using Android's, you know, intent system, allow you to send messages from other apps. We're basically going on full out compose.
Okay, good, good. So it sounds like it's definitely stepping up in the game of messaging. It's no longer just a response, kind of a quick response kind of thing. It gives you the option to go in and be able to compose. Okay.
We were telling all of our users that, you know, who were asking us about that, and we would say, you know, until now we'll let you respond like a ninja. So next thing up is letting you compose like a ninja as well. So letting you.
Exactly, exactly.
There are a lot of other small features as well. I mean, we've gotten a lot of requests from users to add a call button right there on the floating window. So we've added that for this one as well. So if you're having a conversation with someone and you just want to quickly call them, the way you'd currently do it now is minimize the floating window and open up the call app and find them and call them. So this one, just right there from the floating window, you can just click dial and it will collapse for you, and the dialer will come up and call right away. So a lot of small things like that, a lot of improvements, but the main feature, like I said, is compose.
Good, good, definitely, and looking forward to getting my hands on that application and then checking it out. I currently have NinjaSMS and I like it very much, so it'll be very nice to see some of the new features. And do you have a time frame? When do you think this new version will come out?
Hopefully by tomorrow afternoon it'll be pushed, and so you'll have like a 1 day before it gets released, or sort of, you know, get your hands on it. Hopefully a little bit. I mean, if things go smoothly then, but if worst case, 2 days from now. Okay,
good. So at least we have a little bit of head start, and I guess I'll try to do my homework on it very, very quickly. Thank you very much, guys, and I appreciate you again giving us the time to sit down and talk. And again, thank you to the Tech Ninja, and guys, please like and subscribe to our channel, and keep an eye on these guys. They're definitely up and coming, and a lot of good things coming from there. I appreciate that. See you next week.